Hi, Samantha. Welcome to Savvy Broadcasting, Life Unscripted. We're so blessed to have you here today. You're going to share with our savvy audience how they can add fitness and wellness no matter how busy and crazy their lives are, because a lot of us business owners and mothers are like, oh, how do we add any bit more to our schedule? But it's a necessity if we want to be there for our kids and be an example for them on how to live a healthy lifestyle and to be fit. So before we go there, share with our audience a little bit about your backstory.
Oh, I would love to. Well, firstly, thank you so much for having me on your show. I am just like your readers. I'm a busy working mom of four. But yes, a little about me. So I'm a former Olympic athlete for the British Olympic team. And after finishing my athletic career, I became a personal trainer. And so really specialized in working with people who are very new to exercise, but then on the other end of the spectrum, worked with a lot of athletes. And so in my current role, I've been with Herbalife Nutrition now as their VP of Sports Performance and Fitness for the last 8 years, and travel worldwide, teaching people, just like what you said, about healthy, active lifestyle, how to squeeze it into your day, and how to make nutrition and looking after yourself a priority. So I've basically been in the fitness world for the last 20 years, fast approaching 40 now, and just really kind of living that example, healthy, active lifestyle, and just trying to show my kids that this is the way you're supposed to live.
Yeah, that's so great, Samantha. I remember many years ago, I'd gotten to a slump where I'd gained quite a bit of weight, and I started working on this program online. It was videos that my friend gave me. She said, it's been sitting under my bed for the past year. It's not getting any usage. Firmdirect.com. It was this, fitness program. And she said, why don't you just take the equipment and go with it? And I did, and I lost 30 pounds. But the cool part was I was in a basement apartment, and so I'd come home at like 11 p.m., toss on a video for 20 minutes to 50 minutes and do that exercise, go in to take a shower, go straight to bed, and boom, my exercise is done. Now, I mean, everyone's schedule is different. Maybe you're not in a facility where you can exercise on top of neighbors' heads, depending on where you are. But, right now for me, my favorite exercise is getting out there and just walking. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? People underestimate the power of walking. Walking is so good for your body because it gets your cardiovascular system going. It's great for, burning those extra calories. It gets you outside, breathing in the air. And, especially when you can get outside and walk with a partner. I'm a big on, create your community, whether it's your best friend, your family member, getting together with other people and having that support system helps you to get going. I love that you shared that your piece of equipment was under the bed, your DVDs not being used. That happens to a lot of people. And so sometimes, even me this morning, I got up at 5:40, but only because I was meeting my best friend to do the stairs together. I think, if I didn't have her to meet at the other end, maybe I would have wanted to stay in bed. So it's finding those tricks that make you do it is the key.
And you mentioned something really cool. Friends and partners to work with gives you that sense of accountability. What's really interesting for me is I found a walking buddy at work. So I get off now 10 blocks before I start work, and I do at least 10 blocks, 20 blocks. And then at lunchtime, we walk an hour together. And then after work, I'm walking another couple, but I'm walking about 7 to 8 miles a day.
I love that because like you said, you're squeezing it in. You're doing it before you get to work. You're doing it when you're at work. I work with our employees at Herbalife Nutrition because we really encourage all of our employees to get healthy and active. And that's actually one of our tips is squeeze in some walking, take your conference call when you're on the phone. I joke, I say, you could be on the phone doing squats and no one can see you doing it. So there are ways you can squeeze it into the day.
Absolutely. Now, what I love, and many years back, it might have been close to the early 90s, I found out about Herbalife and I started using them. Some of my neighbors were, proponents of selling Herbalife, and I found out about them back then. But they have wonderful nutrition programs that actually help you be that much better, because part of the thing that was hard for me getting started with fitness is I was so fatigued. I had thyroid issues. Even getting started with fitness was so hard, I was so overly fatigued and thyroid issues. So the first thing for me was getting actually nutritionally well so that I could add fitness. Share that a little bit.
It's true. I tell everybody, like I said, I've been a personal trainer for a long time, and I tell everybody your true results are actually made in the kitchen, not in the gym. 80% of it comes from your diet. And unfortunately, we can't out-train a bad diet. I'm sure you've heard people where they go to the gym and then they treat themselves after to burger and fries, or, oh, I've worked out today so I can eat whatever I want. The reality of the calorie burn of exercise versus, having a bad diet, it just doesn't add up. And so having good nutrition and, again, finding ways to squeeze that good nutrition into your day is really the key to success. And that's why I love having a healthy diet and supplementation, because if I'm on the go, I can reach for a healthy protein bar as opposed to stopping off somewhere and grabbing something that's maybe not so healthy for me. So it's all about getting those good calories into your body, getting the exercise, but doing it in a way that's convenient for your lifestyle.
Yeah, and that's one thing I have a good friend who has 2 children. She said, I work a full-time job. I'm a single mother. I don't have time to cook healthy for my kids because they're pretty much eating fast food or the frozen stuff out of the freezer. And I said, really, getting a pre-made salad, the big salad bags or whatever. I mean, that way you've got a bunch of different types of veggies and lettuce, and getting some grilled chicken, maybe cooking it all on Sunday. That's what I do here. I slow cook for everyone here, including the dog. So that, you don't have to think about when you come home. There's a way to add it without having to kill yourself throughout the day. And so I've got that too with the healthy, the busy lifestyle.
I think preparation is the key. Being prepared is what helps keep you on track. And like you said, during the week, you get super busy, you're on the go, you've got kids to see to, but when you prepare at the beginning of the week, at least even if you just prepare for 2 or 3 days, you're not going to be caught off guard. You're going to have your snacks with you to work. You're going to be ready to go when you get home. And like you said, I think, years ago when we looked at cooking, we looked at it as something that was really tedious and a big chore. But like you said, you can grab a salad bag, add some protein. You can have those supplements as well. I'm a big believer in no excuses. I mean, I have beautiful triplets. They're 13 years old, and my daughter helps me with the prep on Sunday because she loves being in the kitchen and, wash the fruit, put it in the fridge. People can kind of, have their kids help them no matter what the age of the kids, because then you're teaching them to prepare for the week ahead.
Yeah, and what I love about that is when I was a kid, I could not wait to get into the chores. Now, when I got a little older, I was like, I don't want to do this. But when you're younger and you can help, it makes you feel so needed, and you learn stuff. You learn what good nutrition looks like, and you're a part of the whole thing. I think when you make them part of the meal, now it makes them that much more excited to eat it.
Definitely. I think that's really the key for anybody who has children, no matter what their age is. Have them involved in that preparation process. Teach them about their foods. What is your food? I remember having that conversation with my daughter when you're talking about chicken, and I'm a trainer. I talk about protein quite a lot. I'm like, well, it's protein. It helps to build muscles. And I'll remember the thing, is a chicken actually the same chicken, Mummy? Like a real, yes, it is. But having those real conversations. So now my kids understand from a young age, what is protein? What does protein do for your body? Which foods am I eating have protein in them? Yeah. And so now I know when I send them off to college one day, which is coming up, in the next couple of years, I know that they understand the types of nutrients that are important for their body. And so I think, getting them involved is really important.
This is so interesting, Samantha, because I recall seeing a documentary about young, I think it was kindergarten or first grade kids, and they'd asked them, they brought a bunch of vegetables and said, what's this, what's this, what's this? Most of the vegetables the kids could not identify. And I was like, that is scary. And that kind of runs into why we have an obesity problem in this country when kids can't recognize what a vegetable is. They had given them a potato and said, this is where French fries come from. They said, really? I said, yeah, we cut this up and we fry this. But yeah, so when you're mentioning having those conversations with children at home, then all of a sudden this becomes real for them.
Yeah, and especially, for moms and dads out there with teenagers, teenage years are really, they're tricky times with kids. And, I think that when you do things as a family, like you said, you're explaining the importance of food. And often when I hear that people, my kids won't eat this, my kids don't eat that, I said, just keep putting it on the plate. One day they might try it, they might give it a go, but you have to make a commitment together to keep them healthy, and you have to be healthy for them. So I'm a big believer in you have to practice what you preach as well, right? As a parent, they can't see you eating unhealthy and then you're trying to tell them to eat healthy. It's finding that really good balance together.
Yeah, I want that Big Mac that mommy has. No, I don't want But explain for me, because there is a gal I heard who'd become actually a weightlifter and started entering competitions. But she had this rule where once a week she would cheat and she would eat that Big Mac, but the rest of the week she would eat super healthy. Do you think that's the way some people could go, or maybe stay away from that kind of idea until you get really in the groove of eating nutritiously?
So I'm a real big proponent of a balanced diet. So, and as part of a balanced diet, I think it's okay to treat yourself every once in a while. I'm not a huge fan of what they call a cheat day, where you spend a whole day off the wagon. I just don't think that that's really setting yourself up for success. I call it a cheat moment. So, maybe you're having a cheat moment. Maybe you're out with your girlfriends and you want to have, the cake at the end of dinner. That's fine, but then get right back on to your healthy eating plan. Because what happens, and I've seen this a lot over the years, I've worked with a lot of clients, whether they're athletes or brand newbies, what happens is when it comes to Wednesday and you slip and you have a bad day, the mindset goes to, I'm going to start again on Monday next week. Well, guess what? Between Wednesday and Monday is a very long time. And if you have those unhealthy habits between Wednesday and Monday, you're going to pack on a few pounds. It's not a great idea. However, if on Wednesday you slip, you have your cake and you say, right, I'm getting right back to it this evening with my healthy meal, there's less of a chance that you'll get into that mindset of kind of falling out of healthy habits. I say even cheating is part of a healthy diet. It's, treating yourself here and there. So yeah, I'm a big believer in cheat moments, not a cheat day, not a cheat week. Have a cheat moment and jump right back on track.
I love that, Samantha, because that happened for me. I had stayed away from bread. It wasn't working with my thyroid and whatever. And then I had a week vacation and said, I'm on vacation. I'm just going to, go with it. Before you knew it, I'm having bread all the time because it's easy. You're on the run. You grab a sandwich on the way to a meeting. But yeah, it's very easy to then get off because a habit is just that actions you take over and over again. If you have this action where I'm cheating all the time, it becomes normal.
Yeah, like my key word is lifestyle. So I want everybody to get out of their mind this idea of a diet or depriving yourself and those type of buzzwords, because when it's a lifestyle and your healthy, active lifestyle, then a cheat moment is a cheat moment and then we move on. But when you think of something as a diet, you think of something that starts and stops. And that's where the yo-yo happens. The yo-yoing up and down is because you have a start date, an end date. I'm a big believer in, hey, yes, you may have a goal weight that you're working towards. Maybe you're trying to get foxy for your friend's wedding or whatever that is. However, you have to think your overall health and lifestyle, because what happens after that wedding? Are you going to go back to those unhealthy ways? Or are you going to enjoy feeling good and keep going and then, set new goals for yourself? So lifestyle, not dieting, is really, in my mind, a key mindset for people to get into.
Oh, this is fabulous. I really hope that everyone listening in takes those tidbits and get started, and start where you are. Because like for me, I couldn't start with the exercise till I started to get with my food and feeling good in my body. But it's small steps, everyone, to move towards it. This has been so awesome, Samantha. I don't want it to leave though without people finding out how they can find out more about you and Herbalife. How can they do that?
Wonderful. So they can find out more about Herbalife and the wonderful products that are offered at our herbalifenutrition.com. We also have herbalifenutritionfitness.com, which is basically what you shared at the beginning, having those short, sharp exercise routines that you can do on the go at home. You can go there to get exercise ideas. I have an amazing fitness team, everything from yoga, Pilates, dance, strength training. So regardless of your goal, herbalifenutritionfitness.com has lots of videos that people can go to. And then we also have a blog. So I find myself and my colleagues are a little bit of a writer. And so we have a blog. It's called discovergoodnutrition.com. And you can go there and read lots of articles. And so we have everything from tips for exercise or meals or shake recipes. So real quick reads, 200 to 300 words. You can read it when you're on your way to work. But just some great tips to kind of get those lifestyle tips and get that whole lifestyle mindset going.
Yeah. And what's great is you'll be joining a community and not doing this alone.
Yes. And, like I said, the community really helps you to stay accountable. And, we all know that people, when they're trying to lose weight or have a goal of getting healthy, they might get off track because they don't have that support system, or maybe they feel stressed. And we all know when you do things with your friends, there's a little bit less stress that's involved. And, there's a lot of studies that show that when you're exercising and relying on your community, that you can reduce your stress levels. So I'm a big believer in, rely on the people around you to help you reach your goals.
Absolutely. Well, Samantha, I thank you again for coming to share your great wisdom today on Savvy Broadcasting. Thank you so much for coming.
No, I appreciate you having me on. I really do. And you keep up with your work. I love that you're on track and you're living that lifestyle. I love it.
Oh, thank you, Samantha.
Thank you.